Hello, everyone. I noticed that some people seem to be a little bit confused with exactly how to fill out the sample lab report. So I want to make sure that we can go through detail by detail so that you can see what exactly I'm looking for so you can submit the best lab projects. I know that we talked a lot about in this class about how I'm not expecting you to be full scientists, but really one very important part of doing any lab is getting that information out to people. So I hope this little video will help you a little bit. I do apologize for the up the nose angle of the camera. It's the one computer I've got working right now. So hope that isn't too bad. I'll try to bend my head down. So this is the sample lab report that I have posted for you. And really you can use this for most of the assignments that we have in this class, especially the more lab ones, and definitely the final project. And even with the other labs that we have, I want you to do your best to try to fit the data that you have into this. We start with the first section, that's the abstract of the experiment. That's worth 10 points. I actually always recommend that you write the abstract last. Bear with me, but you'll understand. Because if you really look at the abstract, what it's about is it's about everything that the entire project is about, including what your answer is. So you can't figure out what the answer is of your research until after you're done. So always submit that part last. What that's going to be, though, is a summary of the basic content. What did you do for the experiment? What was the reason you did the experiment? And a brief summary of exactly what you found as a result. The next section is going to be your introduction. That's going to explain what the purpose of your research was. Why were you doing this research? What were you looking to accomplish? In here, you should always do any prior knowledge that you have and readings on the topic. Now, with some of these, you're not going to be asking you to go out and do external research. In that case, you can add things like the readings that I posted for you to understand the project in the course. And we'll show you where to actually put those citations a little bit later. But basically saying that you know a little bit about this, and that's what's actually leading to you creating your hypothesis. Right at the end of the introduction, you should finish off with, of course, your hypothesis itself. The next section, materials and methods, is worth 30 points. Take that into consideration. 30 points means I want it beefier than the rest. Describe the process used in the experiment, including the list of all materials. This can be notebook, paper, camera, your subjects, your apple, whatever that might be. Put all of that in there, and then all of your raw data and the observations you have, and graphs, calculations, beef that up as much as you possible. Pictures always are great because they give that good visual look. Then in our next section, where 15 points is your result, that is where I want to see the chart, the graphs, the summary of all of your data. What did you get? Make sure that you label those graphs and tables real well so that we see exactly what you gained from your research. Then we have your discussion section. That's worth 20 points. Discuss what the experiment was. A little recap. This is what I found. This is what we think. Don't just report the results again, but say how you think that all made a difference, how you could apply it to other scientific stuff. If you had problems with the experiment, say, you know what, next time I'm going to try something different because that didn't work at all, and figure out what your conclusion is. And the final section is the reference sections. That should be anything that's not statement of fact, not common knowledge. You must have proper references. So again, in some of these, you're going to actually have research, like your final research project. In other things, you're just going to have materials that I posted and include it there. Remember, while that's only 10 points, that's 10 points you're going to lose if you don't actually submit it. Once you've done all of that, sections 2 through 6, again, remember to go back and give that abstract of the experiment in the summary. I hope you really understand how this all makes sense. I will make comments as I grade, but I really want you to see why each one of these different areas is important in all of your research and try to fill them out as much as possible. And that's how you'll be the best scientist, and of course, you'll get the best grades. So I hope that this really works out for you. I hope this little recap will help you with your lab reports in the future. And if not, as always, reach out.